Okay, my name is Jeremy James and I'm the Station Commander at Caversham Road Fire Station in Reading. Today we organised an exercise which had two reasons really. First one was to test our operational abilities, working with our multi-agency partners, the National Police Air Service, the Hearts team, the Environment Agency and other fire stations around Berkshire and also in Bucks. At a challenging scenario really, we set it that it was going to be a set of demonstrators and their support vessel had broken down and then was caught above the catch ropes above the weir, so extremely risky environment for us to be working in. So we have a tactical plan for here, so we wanted to test that first and also throw a little bit of spice into to the exercise. But really the main focus of today was to raise the profile of first National Drowning Prevention and Water Safety Week, supported by CIFO and other partner agencies, really to try and raise the awareness of the terrible statistics for water related fatalities within the UK. Okay, now the first scenario really was something that we've never tried before. I think it was a little bit out there, but what we need to do is what we needed to do was we had a casualty suspended under the bridge. Now we have had that before, but how do you, it's not a normal working at height drill, and if you need to get somebody down quickly. So we decided to do a 4-point tether using our boat, which is quite a big boat anyway, to almost create a pontoon scenario, so a very fixed, stable platform, and then pitched a ladder up to go and rescue a casualty down. So that was a little bit of improvisation, shall we say, but it's worked very, very well. The second one was we do quite often is the inflatable with people in above a weir. We have that with boats that lose power, but obviously the dangers in working above a weir, we should be calling in a seeking or winching capability. So what we did today, we've got another rescue boat on emergency standby, but we're also using tethered and lowering our boat down to the casualties in case we lost power ourselves. The third scenario was a straightforward tethered swim, but the real interesting point today is that after a long time we have just taken acceptance of our water rescue comms from SWATCOM, and today was the first time in anger after trials that we have used them. So we have 2 sets of 5 water rescue comms. The swimmer and the line handler can speak to themselves on open mic, and we have push to talk from 3 other people listening in on conference call. So that was fantastic today. There's a lot of history behind those water rescue comms for us, because it's at this location with a helicopter 8 years ago where we realised we really needed to work on that. So those are the 3 scenarios and the technicalities that we had to overcome. Well, we've got to look back before we can look forward on here, and right at this very venue we had a suicide attempt, and the problem that we had was that one of our swimmers went down, our Module 3s went down to rescue the lady, but once of course that they've taken the grip of the casualty, we could not, with the helicopter above and it was at night time, we couldn't signal to our line operators to pull back, so we sent down another Module 3 to go and get them. Obviously after this incident we reviewed this an awful lot and said, you know, we really need the ability to speak from behind when we can't use hand signals or line of sight. So that's how it was developed. But for many years there wasn't a lot of companies out there who would guarantee against waterproof or, you know, submersible radios, and that was the problem. So we've trialed so many equipment, but we've now found one and the positioning which can allow, you know, the most at-risk, our dynamic swimmers on that tethered line in those environments, and even by the weirs or running water, they've got crystal clear hearing within the Gecko helmets that we are using. So as you can imagine, it assists our communication, but really for those dynamic swimmers to have an open mic system is fantastic for them. I think what's very important is to separate flooding away from water rescue, because really and truly they're completely 2 different disciplines. All I can tell you really, the national statistics for drowning I think speak for themselves. You know, 680 people drowned in 2013 in the UK. We are averaging between 3 to 4 people drowning, and that's the only ones we attend. 2 years ago we attended 6 people at the river within a 3-week period. Now we train a lot, we do get mobilised a lot here with animal rescue and with water rescue, but it's a familiarity we don't want and a frequency that we really want to try and drive down. Our prevention messages for fires has driven those numbers down, but you're 3 times more likely to drown in our UK water than you are within a house fire, and we all need to take a responsibility to drive those down. Absolutely. I mean, today and this whole week's of events for Drowning Prevention and Water Safety Week has come from a CFO initiative, really, another communities forum sent up by CFO. But within that community is the RNLI, it is ROSPA, it is the police service, it's the ambulance service, and so many other partnership agencies. Water rescue, fatalities in water, is a multi-agency responsibility. The figures cannot continue as they currently are for our drownings in our waterways. They're almost unprecedented level now, and so it has to be multi-agency, and that's what we're working with our partners with.